Oh no. Am I gonna have to poop? I'm gonna have to.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
What's up, Victoria? It's me, the coffee ground that somehow slipped through your coffee filter and you're choking on now. Victoria. New year, new makeup. Let's just start the video. For primer today, I'm going to be using the Vieve Super Skin Nova. It's dry.
It's kind of like your vagina.
I've been trying to film my first video back for the year for the past like 5 days, and I've been like ready to do it, and then something else will come up. Like today's hurdle. I worked through the whole entire like holiday season. I had the holidays off, but like I was still working on like the other days. But for some reason, I got like the Sunday scaries last night. Not only that, my stomach started feeling weird. And then this morning when I woke up and I was like working, I was like fine. And then like about like 2 hours after Tiff left, it started to be really bad. We'll probably have to go excuse myself from this video multiple times. I really wanted to come back into the new year with like new excitable energy. And I just don't feel like I like super have it, but I'm really gonna try to put on the airs for you.
So I had to put on the wigs and the heels and the lashes and the hair and take the train to the club.
About the Super Skin Nova, I've talked about this in a couple of videos towards the end of last year where I was applying makeup. I really like this. This was PR, by the way. Did I say it was PR? It's PR. I still don't really understand the difference between this and the regular Skin Nova, but I do like both of them. I do like the little glass jar. I do like everything about it. So I'm gonna keep using it. I don't know if I would go out of my way for this like I would the regular Skin Nova, but if you have drier skin, this might be better for you than the other Skin Nova. I was just watching Jen Love, and I guess Vieve got like a capital injection, which I don't really know what that means, but that's what Jen said, so I'm just repeating what Jen said. They're trying to expand the brand into new places, which is maybe why they sent me PR at the end of last year, because it's like a UK-based brand. Make just expanded their shade range for their Skin Mimetic concealer, and this product is really lovely. I started trying the Make stuff a couple of months ago. It's been very hit or miss, but I do like the concealer. They extended the shade range. I still think that shade 01 Fair N is the best shade for me, but you may recall if you were here, I requested that shade last time and they sent me 0 Light 3C. So what I want to do with you is just kind of do a really quick raw and dirty swatch comparison of the two. This is the fair neutral shade, and this is the cool 03 fair cool shade. On my hand, it does seem that like the 3C shade is a better match, but I think if you blend it out, it's just a little too dark for me, especially because I mostly use concealer under my eyes. I'm not big on spot correcting. I also would say that this concealer is not really good for spot correcting. The Skin Mimetic in the title, just that is truly like, it lives up to that. Like it just looks like skin on your face. It's incredible. I'm just gonna take the fair neutral shade and put it all over my face and just wear it as a foundation today. I do think that it's looking a little glowier than it usually does with this primer. I use a lot of glowy primers, but it's looking a little glowier than it usually is. You can still see some of my redness, some of my imperfections, but I think this works really well as like a light coverage foundation. And I do like the coverage as a concealer. I do really like this product. They were quiet for a really long time, which is cool. I like the idea of a brand not pumping out stuff every month. That's really exciting to me. The prospect of a brand taking a break and just being like, you guys already like what I have, and then coming back with a nice shade extension for their concealer, I think is nice. I don't know if their shade extension was like perfect, but I do think it was needed because I don't think they had that many shades to begin with. But if they keep making that part of their strategy to always be extending shades like in all of their things, I think that's a really good idea. Seems like they're in some kind of like overhauling moment. Like, I don't know if they changed ownership, or I don't know, like maybe they had some kind of capital injection. Now that's going to be a word I'm going to be using all the time. I'll be like, I'm curious if they had a capital injection. But yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Now we're coming to the part of the video that I'm the most nervous to film, which is why this wasn't what I said at the beginning of the video, but we are here now because I have an unpopular opinion about a person who has a makeup company, but I have one of everything that they offer in front of me. Before I get into my unpopular opinion, I do want to thank my friend Smita, who's Glam Smitty here on YouTube and on Instagram. If you really want to get into the nitty gritty of sparkle and the nuances of different types of sparkle and sparkle products and sparkly product recommendations, may I recommend Smita's content to you. She like has like great lighting for it, just shows all the sparkles of all the things that she has. She's very into sparkle, and she bought with her money 3 KJH beauty products to send my way. And she said that we have very similar taste in product. And she thinks that I will really like these. And I'm not going to sit here and call Smita a liar until I do try them. I know that a lot of people love KJH and they really enjoy her. And they like the way she does makeup. I don't like the way she does makeup. I've seen her work on people and it's like usually better than what I like to see her do. She has like just this very specific way she likes her skin to look that I think is, I'm gonna say it, it's appalling to me. I used to have an affinity for glass skin and really glowy, dewy products, but I just think she takes it a step too far. I don't really like follow her career with any great interest, but I might follow her. And that, like, I don't want to, this is like nothing against her, by the way. Makeup is such a subjective thing, and I don't have to think that everyone's makeup looks good if they like what they're doing. That is the most important thing. Because the way she does her makeup, I don't like. This brand has never really appealed to me. I'm also not parasocially involved with her, so I don't have like this fondness for her that I think a lot of people do have because of just like the internet. And I'm not really sure, this is not even meant to be shade, I really don't know where she came from. Not that not her like lineage, but like I don't know where she came from. Like what, I don't know what made her popular. And I definitely was aware of her before her brand launched. So we are gonna get into some of these products. Smita bought these 3 products for me. Thank you, Smita, so much for sending these to me. I've had the pleasure of meeting Smita when I went to Palm Springs with Creator and Friends a couple of years ago. She was supposed to come to the Hamptons with Creator and Friends. I think she got sick right before and she didn't end up coming. She's really lovely. She's really lovely. Go support Smita. Anyway, she bought these 3 for me and there was only one product other than her brushes that I did not have. So I went ahead and bought that. So we're going to use all of them today. I guess we'll start with the thing I bought. So this is the Precision Sculpture Stylo. Let's read what it says. I am having problems envisioning what I'm supposed to do with some of these. A precise multi-use sculpting wand for contouring lips, defining the nose, and shaping the eyes with ease. Okay, so this isn't really meant to be like a face contour. It doesn't seem like it's meant for the cheek. I think that's a good thing because let me show you how teeny tiny this is. It's so small. I'll put up on the screen. I have definitely used some products like this before. I'm going to put the cost of all of the stick contour products that are thin like this, specifically the thin ones, and then their price per ounce because I'm so curious. And I think another thing that I don't really find appealing about this brand is the packaging. And that's like not as important to me anymore, but it is still a factor when I'm making a decision about buying something. I depot stuff all the time. So it doesn't have to be in the most luxurious packaging, but it's just so nondescript. I'm hoping that the product development was more important than the packaging development and we end up with something really lovely. I don't really nose sculpt. Oh, this is, which shade did I get? What shade did I get? This is in the shade Chisel, which I think is the second lightest shade. I think there are only 4 shades, which I think is something that we could work on. I am going to sculpt my face a little bit with it, but we're going to do soft sculpture. Soft sculpture. My friend is teaching a soft sculpture class at a local university this year, which I think is so funny. If you're not familiar with RuPaul's Drag Race, on season 5, there was a contestant named Serena Cha-Cha. And the first challenge on a lot of the original seasons, which I would consider 5, so one of the original seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, she is creating this garment and it's not going well. She was talking to RuPaul when they do like the walkarounds and she's like, oh, I'm doing a technique that's called soft sculpture. And they pan into her mannequin and her mannequin like has like 0 fabric on it and just like a couple flowing pieces off of it. And it's just like, it doesn't look good. And Ru was like, well, soft sculpture is nice, but what about an end result, an end product? Let's get to it. I don't know how I'm going to blend this out. I think I need to think about this before I start applying. We'll use this. This is the Make Concealer brush. They sent this along with the concealer. This is so nice. Well, I actually haven't used it on my face yet, but it feels nice. It's nice and weighty in the hands if you are looking for a weighty brushed handle. I also am wondering if there are some people who have like dexterity issues where like the weight of this would be helpful in some way. I don't know. Curious if you have thoughts on that. So we'll start with my nose. Okay. Nice and creamy. The second it made contact with the skin, it did start applying pigment, which we do love to see. I feel like a lot of the time when I see her doing her makeup, everything's just like very wet, just so wet. And that's just like not my desired texture. And I do need to get to the bottom of another product that was sent to me by Smita. So it said nose and eyes. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do something that I used to do when I had the Victoria Beckham and the Burberry contour. I'm just going to do a couple lines here and then like also do the same on my forehead. As far as the shade goes, I don't know. We'll see as I blend it out on the cheeks if it looks like too warm. A lot of the time with contour and me, contour can just like look very warm on my skin. My skin's like neutral, leaning a little bit cool, and my skin really loves to turn things orange. Here's the thing, it's kind of like more of a raisin-y shade, so I think it's doing a good job not turning like incredibly orange, but I also think the density of the applicator, the fact that it's so thin, it's just like not applying a ton of product. But I do feel as though it did a little bit of something to my nose, it did a little something to my cheek. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it on my eyes today. Not that I have like big plans for my eyes, so I might use it. I have no idea. We'll see. I have a couple things pulled out for my eyes, but I will need, I think, more than one thing. So we will see. This is the KJH product, and then the one on the bottom is Omen from Rituel de Fille. You can see that Omen is a little bit cooler than the KJH one, but it's not like incredibly far off, but the KJH one is a little bit warmer. I do think though that contouring your nose, like if you were looking to primarily contour your nose, even if you do have like a fair skin tone like me, and a fair cool skin tone, I do think that bronzing your nose looks better than doing like a cool tone contour on your nose. I don't know what it is about that, and maybe it's just because like sun does actually hit that part of your face. It needs to like blend in a little bit better with like everything else going on the face. Here's like the mystery product for me. This is the Hyper Shine Serum. Okay, there's like not instructions on the back of this.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
I feel as though I have seen in passing KJH like dumping a pump of this into the highlighter. But what we're going to do together is we're going to head to her website and look up what it is because I have literally no idea. This lightweight serum delivers megawatt shine with a glass-like finish. Dab a drop on the high points of your face or lips for a colorless, luminous highlight, or mix it with other cream makeup products to enhance luminosity, hydrate texture, and transform into a balmy finish. Perfect for beauty enthusiasts and makeup artists alike. Now available in a convenient airless pump. Well, I don't know what this looked like before they changed it. Apparently this is new packaging for this, so that's something. You get 10 grams. Why is it in grams? Because I had to, this is 10 grams. Here's why I'm confused about it saying grams. This is in an airless pump. Grams is typically a solid measurement, not a liquid measurement, but I'm assuming that what's in here is a liquid. This is a serum. Like I feel like we talk about milliliters and we talk about ounces when we talk about liquids, not grams. I'm looking at the ingredients right now, and it says polyglycerol 2 like I can't say I know a million things about ingredients, but polybutene is on there twice. So I don't know if there's two different types. So what my first thought whenever I saw this was the fact that this was in really small packaging made me think it's like, I guess it technically is a mixing medium. They said that you can do like a million things with it. So let's just pump out and see, let's just like see what this texture is. Let's just like see what comes out of here together. So it's lube.
Hell no. Come on to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Okay. Ooh. Ew. I'm not putting that on my face. Oh my god. Okay, it's like so thick. Like I can't. Oh, it's so thick. Okay. It's grossing me out. It's actually grossing me out. Look at that. Guys, I'm like grossed out by that. I'm really grossed out by that. Smita, I love you. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't get it. Now that it's like rubbed into my skin, it does feel like my hand is moisturized. Yeah, there's like a little bit of like a glow happening there. The best use case for this I think in my life, if I were to use it, is like this would be something that I would use to maybe mix in with a foundation that I didn't like the coverage of to try to thin it out a little bit, but it would be thinner in color, not thinner in texture. The way I do my makeup, this is like not seeming like something that would fit in to how I do my makeup. It's so small. Like I can't imagine that this is that expensive to make. And this is $26 and they have it in grams, which is confusing. So I don't know how many ounces this is, but I'm sure it's not a full ounce, maybe a half ounce at most. I don't get this on, I'm just not gonna put it on my face. Maybe we'll circle back to it. It's like a mix-in. But like, okay, so other mixing mediums that I have used, like the Mehron mixing medium, that's the one I have the most experience with. But like Makeup by Mario also makes it, and guess what? It's like the same mixing, it's like the same thing. Also, Mario sells his well, maybe he doesn't even sell, I don't even know if he still sells his little mixing medium, but it also was in a really small package. And the Mehron one's like $10 for like a very generous amount. That's like what the vibe of this is giving me. It's like, this is just a mixing medium that's really overpriced and branded. If you're looking for a mixing medium, I would go to a professional makeup artist brand. The idea of this is it's going to make everything look very like wet, and other mixing mediums I have used are to mix in for longevity or for also a more glittery effect, but like it's like to set them and like make them last all day. That does not seem to be the idea of this. I'm like really disgusted by that, and I simply think I can't. So let's move on to this. This is the Soft Smudge Lip and Cheek, and I have the shade Soft Raisin. So I'm going to do a swatch on the back of my hand because I'm not really sure what color this is and what the density is going to be like. So that's what it's looking like. That's without it blended. That is it blended. This looks definitely like a lot of shades that I have used. It has that kind of bruisey quality. I did, after Smita sent these to me, I did take a look at, well, obviously I also bought the contour Stylo thing. I did go look at the offerings, and this would have been the shade I picked if I were to have picked the shade on my own. So Smita did a really great job with that. It's a little ruddy for me, but I can make it work. I feel like she's always smudging stuff on her face. That's like not really my MO, but let's see if it lifts. I don't really love doing this. There's no foundation on the product, so that's a good sign. Perhaps it didn't lift. Okay, I'm gonna blend it in. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty. It works really well. It has like this like silicone-y feel that's like left over after I blended it out. But yeah, I think it looks really good on my skin. I think also perhaps like, I do like glowy skin, but I just don't think I like as glowy of skin. But yeah, I liked the way that applied. I do feel that this like has potential to blend into nothing. Like I definitely think it's like visible on this cheek, but even when I blended it out on my hand, I felt like it kind of like disappeared pretty quickly. And the other thing is I do feel like I have to keep blending it. It doesn't feel hard to blend, but I do feel like there is a lot of blending that needs to be done if you put it on your face like that to make sure that it's like very smooth on the skin and completely blended out and you're not left with like a patch that's thicker than other things. And I think because of that, it like blends away as you're trying to blend it. I'm gonna take some on the brush and apply on top with that. I think that's the way to go for me with these, although now it's like way too pigmented. I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and just go over that really quick. The packaging, it's not as light as I thought it was going to be upon like seeing it, but it's not like super luxurious feeling. For my friends who may have dexterity issues, this is pretty small, and that's where like you have to hold it to pull off the cap. There's just like not a lot of places to hold to pull off the bottom. And the packaging has like a soft matte finish, which I think may help a little bit with gripping and making it maybe a little bit easier to open, but it does feel like it could be hard for some people to open. Yeah, I'm like indifferent to this. This formula is not blowing me away. I don't think she has any colors currently that I think would blow me away. I don't really love nor hate this. I'm just feeling very indifferent to it, which is, I guess, a sentiment that I kind of already have felt about the brand. It's like, yeah. And this is their Hyper Shine Light Pigment in the shade Light Gold. I did come across a post from her. There is a pink highlighter shade that I think I would have liked better, but what I've surmised, it has been out of stock for a while, and she was having issues sourcing the same ingredients to make the same pink. That's why they've been hesitating to restock it. Anyway, This is gold. I would have picked the pink shade. I think of the shades that are currently available, this would have been the shade that would have been best for me. So thank you again, Smita, for doing the Lord's work there. I want to apply this with a brush. I guess let me touch it first. So this is what the shade looks like in the pot. Oh, it's very firm. I feel like it's doing a good job highlighting on my hand, but it is hairy on my hand. Hairy Handman. My first complaint about this is I do like to apply cream and balm highlighters with a brush. Most of the brushes I like to do that with are bigger than the surface area of the circle. I don't know what I want to do. Like, I could apply it with my fingers. I just like don't want to. Let's try this. This is the Singe F06. Do you see it? I actually don't know if it like applied. Let me apply it to the other side. But I really like that's without it. That is with it. I'm not seeing a huge difference, but I am applying it with a brush. No, I think it is coming off. I'm wondering why this is not in a stick formula. It feels like it would be firm enough to do it. And I don't know if that's something that they tried with this formula when they were doing like product development. Because to me, this reminds me like more of like the Balm Essentiel from Chanel than it reminds me of like a cream highlighter like from Ritual de Fille that comes in a pot. I think also with the way that like her brand kind of and she does her makeup, I feel like just like applying it with the stick would maybe make more sense. But obviously, I'm sure there's a reason that it's in this pot and it might be like airtight. Like maybe that is why it has to be in this. I don't feel moved by it. And that could be a color thing. That could be a formula thing. I mean, it could be so many things. I have no idea which thing it could be. It could be literally so many things. Unfortunately, I'm just feeling kind of like whelmed by everything. Like it's all working. Do you want to say before I move on, I have not lost my luster for new makeup. I also can be really amazed by a makeup brand that I thought I wasn't going to like. And this isn't, now this is sounding like a plug, but I guess kind of a plug, but it's mostly just to tell you that I haven't like lost the luster for makeup. I am working on a Violette FR brand review like I have done with Victoria Beckham and I have done with Vieve and Mob Beauty. And I have never really been compelled by the brand Violette FR. And in my first impressions video, which is available on Patreon and in channel memberships, I really had a great time playing with those products. Not all of it was perfect for me, but like I was really like titillated while I was using it.
Oh, yeah.
This is their Bisou Balm, which is a sheer, it says in quotes, sheer matte lipstick. So is it a balm or a lipstick? What should I be judging this as? Oh, it smells so good. I don't think it would linger. It just kind of hit my nose because I wasn't expecting it to really have a smell. This is like their neutral shade. Cam swatched it on her hand and it was like a beautiful neutral shade. I swatched it on my hand and it turned orange. So I'm assuming that this is going to turn orange on my lips, but we will see. I'm curious. I guess I don't really know what to expect with this. Okay. On the lips, I like the color. It's very sheer on the lips. It's not looking as orange on me in my home. A sheer matte lipstick. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It's not super uncomfortable, but they do call it a balm. And I don't know, it's not as, like, I feel like it like lightened my lips a little bit. I really like the way it makes my lips look. It feels like it's blurring my lip. Like a lip blur. But because of how sheer it is, it like doesn't really do much. I like this. I like this a lot. You know what I was expecting? I was expecting to really not like this product. And it was good. I really thought that this was going to feel like a waste of money after I swatched it. I love this. Like a little bit of lip liner in this. Baby. I really like that. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. I really like that. That's such a shock to me. Like, really not expecting to like that. And this KJH stuff is just like not sparking like the same feeling to me. Unfortunately, today it's just not giving. They're not giving. But I'm gonna powder my face and then we're gonna move on to like eye products. Okay, now that I've powdered my face, I don't feel like my skin looks as scary glossy as it did at the start of this experiment. I think we're like in a better place. I haven't decided if I'm going to put on bronzer or anything. I do actually think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly apply these, but I'm saving my thoughts on these for the overall brand review. But I do promise I have a product that I'm going to use on my eyes that I'm going to show you. These are the Violette FR U paints, and I'm using Petite Culotte and To Do. I was in one of my last videos of 2025. I made a call. I threw up my Hindash siren and I said, "Daddy, help me." And he did, but not in the way that I had asked. So Hindash did send me a PR, and there was this beautiful gift box that they did for the holiday season. And then inside there was a couple of products. One of the products in there was La Luna, which is one of his highlighters that I love. If you've been here, you know. But if you haven't been here, also know that I really love that product, and I gave it to my roommate. And I have the other two products, which I've never tried from Hindash. I've only tried his eyeshadow palettes. So this should be interesting. I finally have in my hands one of these guys. This is the Color Fluid in the shade Canvas. So I think I'm going to try to like cut my crease with it. Gonna try to cut my crease with it. I'm gonna get a mixing palette for this though. I have not used this product yet. Spoiler alert, I have been really enjoying the U paints from Violette FR so far. So I am getting more familiar on how to use matte liquid shadows, and so I'm excited to use this. I do find them kind of intimidating, and I know that this brand, here's what the applicator looks like. Just a regular flat paddle applicator. I'm getting more comfortable with liquid shadows, so I'm hoping that there's enough coverage in this to blank out the U paints and to create like a bit of a cut crease. It worked really well for that. I'm gonna do the other eye and then I will tell you about my experience using it. Mostly because doing this kind of stuff is really nervous making for me. Gorgeous. I worked off of a mixing palette this time with it. I did not apply it directly to my eyes. On the first eye, it felt quite liquidy. I didn't take more out of the container for the second eye, but it felt very liquidy and it felt like it was going to take maybe a second to dry, which is why I patted it in with my finger. But I dried pretty quickly after that. And it also felt like it was giving me plenty of time to blend, but not like too much time to blend. Gorgeous. With this particular shade though, this feels like something I would really only use to cut crease. To cut crease? I would only use it to cut crease is how I feel about it. Or I would use it maybe as an eyeshadow primer, but I have no idea about the longevity of it on my eyes. But it did what I wanted it to do today and it looks really gorgeous. So I'm pleased as punch with that. I feel like it's opaque enough, but not so opaque where it becomes overpowering, which is why it kind of feels like it's really good for a cut crease. I'm going to put the shade Twinkle from Dose of Colors in there. It's literally magic stick all over the lid and in the crease, in the cut crease. So gorgeous, so stunning. I'm still loving the Dose of Colors. It's literally magic sticks. I don't really have a particular fondness for this shade. Again, this is the shade Twinkle. I just thought it would be a little more pink than it has looked on me so far, and I was kind of hoping that it would look more pink. But to me, this isn't so far off the shade Icy that it feels like it's like necessary in the line. It still does, you know, the beautiful scattered sparkle thing really easy on my eyelids. Gorgeous. Okay, I do want to do one more thing. I'm just gonna add a little bit of lavender on my inner corner. I need to cut my fingernails. What am I doing? Is that a vibe? I kind of like it. Do you like it? And this is the U paint in the shade Nuage de Lilas. I think the like vibrant purple with all the neutral going on my face, I think it's like a welcome addition. I don't think I want to put any eyeliner on because I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna roll into bed after filming this. Well, for a little bit and rot, and then continue to rot until bedtime is what my plans are. Oh my God, the kid's gonna be home soon. Woo! I'm gonna apply mascara and then I will apply a lip product with you. I don't think it's gonna work as like a lip liner for the shade I want to use, but we'll try it. I'm gonna go back to the Stylo from KJH and just do a little. Did anything happen? I mean, I think it did something. The shade it reminds me of, as far as like lip liner goes, that I have used to compare to it is the shade Endless Cacao. That's kind of what it's giving the vibe of. And then for lips, Hindash also sent over it. This is his lipstick in Rust and Roses. This is PR. I don't know if I explicitly said it was PR, but Hindash sent this to me. Rest in Roses. And then he did follow up and he said that this is his favorite product that he makes. So let's see. He did say that there's going to be a top layer to get off and then it will be like beautifully and buttery and all those things. So, oh. Okay, I didn't get all of the dead skin off my lips, but as you can tell, I'm like not doing my best today. Okay, so first things first, I guess I was expecting something darker based on that, but it is kind of like a more blotted looking lip. I don't know what finish this is supposed to have. Hold on. Let me try getting that dead skin off my lips and let me apply again and then I'll come back. It's a blotted lip. It's gorge. Is this going to be my year of lipstick? I tried some lip products from Vieve FR that are very pigmented that I like would have said in previous life, in a previous year, that I don't care about that, but I really like it. You can see in the swatch, it's like not entirely opaque, and I did nothing to sheer that out. But it's kind of like it's a sheer matte formula. This feels like one of the shades of lipsticks that's like designed to be as universally flattering as possible. And I think that a lot of people would look good in this. And I do like the formula. It feels very lightweight. Yeah, it's very comfortable feeling. I don't think it's like, I think it's like transfer proof or anything. I don't know what to call it. I guess like a blurred matte finish. And also this packaging is like aluminum, so it's a little bit weighty. It's very nice. It's my favorite packaging that I have interacted with of Hindash's products. But I'm fairly certain that like his stuff's going to restock sometime at the beginning of the year. And I think that that's going to be a new packaging. I might be lying. Hindash, let us know in the comments. Sometimes when he sees his name in the thumbnail, he comes running. I think I'm going to spray my face quickly with the Trixie setting spray. I can tell I'm not feeling well and my stomach's not feeling well because scent is really bothering me. If I had the anatomy for it, I would be like, I wonder if I'm pregnant, but I just have diarrhea. First video of the year, we're talking about diarrhea. Diarrhea. We have Pepto-Bismol, and I gotta tell you, the first time I tried Pepto-Bismol was as an adult. I was like not aware with how gross it tasted. In my mind, it should taste like, remember whenever you're like a kid and like every medicine you ever get from the doctor is like that pink stuff that tastes like bubblegum? That's what I thought it would taste like. It does not. They're like, you're an adult now. You don't need to be fruity. The primer, I do really love this primer, but I don't feel like it's worth like really going out of your way for. It reminds me a lot of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and unless you are really into the idea of having a slight gold sheen, I wouldn't like go out of my way for this. The regular Skin Nova is a really great replacement for the old version of the Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer from Victoria Beckham Beauty. And I really recommend that one over this one, but this one is nice as well. Complexion products. Yeah, I really do like the Skin Mimetic concealer. I'm glad they extended their shade range. I've been using this for a couple of months amongst like many other things in my complexion drawer. So I've been really liking that. I like it as a foundation better than I like it as a concealer. I do think it is potentially, even for me, a little bit too sheer as like a concealer. And I do like to cover a little bit, but like this is like very sheer. It's like almost like a skin tint of concealer, but it's really beautiful and I like it. That contour Stylo from KJH. I don't feel like I have a lot of use for a product like this. I used to have the Victoria Beckham Beauty Contour Stylo, and while I like the concept of like a pencil contouring product, I never really even used that one. I know that this one's designed for something a little bit different. It's like more precision, like lip, nose, and eye contouring, which I think is like a cool idea, but I'm not sure how much use I'm gonna get out of it. I need to try it like a couple more ways to see if there's like anything I would see value-wise in it. But as of right now, I'm not really vibing with it. The Soft Smudge Lip and Cheek. It's pretty, but again, I'm not feeling very like excited about it either. It's like definitely like a product and a color I will definitely like use again. But when I think of even some of the blushes that are in my testing drawer right now, this is not singing out to me as something that feels very revolutionary. I'm also not the biggest fan of things that are multi-use. Like, I don't really care for them. I don't do a lot of things. Like, I just don't really care for that kind of product. The highlighter, as it's been sitting on my face for a little bit longer and it has become more one with the face, not that I felt like it was sitting on my skin before, but sometimes, you know, you just like the makeup sits on your face for a little bit longer and then I just think it does something even more special. I do think that it's looking way prettier now. There's no tackiness to it, or maybe like the slate bit of it, but it's mostly set down, which also reminds me of the Balm Essential, which kind of does the same thing. Don't think of like the Spotlight one from Charlotte Tilbury. Think of it more like as a balm that like sets and is non-sticky. Like my bangs aren't sticking into the parts that they're reaching. I'm liking this the best of the things I've tried from KJH. And then finally, I didn't put this on my face, but I really hated the texture of it. And so that's why it's not on my face, but I will try. I just like couldn't do it today. Again, I'm not well. In this video filming session, I have excused myself a number of times to use the bathroom. So I'm really struggling through it, and that texture just really bothered me. Holding my thoughts on these for another time. This I really liked. I just like feel like I used the smallest application of it possible in this look today, but I really liked what it was able to do. I cannot wait to use it again. These are also multi-use products. I also think that these ones are also considered multi-use. Everything I use today feels multi-use. I think I want to try this on the lips. I want to do some like really nice lip liner and then dot this in the center of my lips and see what that looks like. Blend it out and then just like have a dark lip liner and this in the center. Ooh, loving the It's Literally Magic sticks. I don't really love this shade though. I just wish it was pinker, and I've tried like really layering it up, and there is like a pink in the sparkles. I've not gotten it to look like the way that they made it look in their swatches. It's definitely like a warm pink champagne flip. Pretty, but not my thing. I don't know. I wouldn't have bought it if I knew it looked like this in the end. So definitely think my least favorite of the It's Literally Magic Stick shades so far. And then the Hindash lipstick I really like. I really like this blotted lip. I've been very into the blotted lip. When we get to the Violette FR stuff, you're going to understand that I am just like into a blotted lip right now. This falls right in line with that. I think it's a natural, like beautiful, natural rosy lip color, which is not something I would have said that I would have enjoyed a year ago, but I'm very into this right now. And I think I look very gorgeous today. And I was like using the bathroom just now. I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, wow, you look really pretty for someone who's not feeling great. And that's really nice. And you know what? You can look really pretty and not feel great too. You don't need any of these products to do that, but you can definitely do that too. So I guess overall with the KJH, still unimpressed. I feel like I've been filming forever, but that I think it has mostly to do with the bathroom runs. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm on Patreon and I have channel memberships. Those are in my description box. Join if you wish. If you don't, no worries. But that Violette FR First Impressions is gonna live there because the patrons and members are the people who essentially buy this makeup for me through supporting me that way. So that's for them now, but whenever I do have finalized thoughts, I will share them with all of you here on YouTube. I will have a pinned comment. Check that out to support people who need your help right now. And that's going to be it for me, my friends. Thank you so much for watching my first video of 2026. I hope your year is off to a great start. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your haute and you'll find me. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. It's out. Hype if you must.